So right now it's all kind of pulled out. You can sort of see what I did. I mounted it up there. I almost wish I mounted it higher, which I could still fix that. But the other problem is that when this is up against the wall, it was so tight that, well, first of all, you could see where the stand was standing. You can almost see it's right past where the carpet tack strip is. So you can imagine if that's where the carpet was standing, this thing had to be behind that, or not carpet, the tank. This thing had to be behind that. So you really only got left with like this much space. There was not much space at all. On top of that, it's just really tight when everything is back here. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. There's all this debris from cutting the holes back here now. This wasn't there a few moments ago. So yeah, I don't know. The other problem is that this thing comes up so high that the tube is so close to the apex. It's like literally the tube is running over the apex, which is a little scary. So I did buy this to make one out of hard plumb 3/4. So you can see it's the same thing as this, except this would be the hard plumb version. In fact, these are literally the same exact fittings. The only thing difference is that I had this barb to 3/4, and this just goes straight to 3/4. So I'm thinking what I should do, plumb that down, and then I got a bunch. This is kind of my grab bag of Home Depot today. This is my hydrometer, whatever you call it. Enough Teflon tape. I got some more zip ties. So you got a bunch of 45s. So I'm thinking I'll use some 45s to go around the corner. I also got street 90s. I got a regular 90 somewhere. Actually, that's another threaded 90. But I did get a regular. Yeah, there it is. There's the regular 90. So needless to say, I've got a bunch of options. And then I've got my big bucket here, just full of PVC. And more PVC stuff over here. You can see it's busy. I've got PVC everywhere. Really what I want to do is make a manifold for this. What I was thinking was maybe up on this wall, because I did want to leave somewhere some room to put a reactor. I'm thinking the reactor, if I ever put one anywhere, I don't know, where would it go? It's tough. I'm thinking I may want to do gate valves for this manifold. Especially if I do a reactor, the gate valve would be so much better. So I'm thinking 2 or 3 gate valves, and then like 2 or 3 ball valves. I'm almost thinking 2 and 3. So 2 ball, and then 3 gate. And then I'm thinking the 2 ball would be, one would be for the return. And then they make those union ball valves. So I figure, do the union ball valve for the return. Do another union ball valve just to have maybe as a drain out, or maybe I could like put it on the ends. Like that's almost what I was thinking is have like a big tube with just a bunch of T's, you know. So it'd be like a T just in a row, the valves coming off of them, and then maybe at the far ends, the return line would be a ball valve at the far end. Maybe the input would be just, you know, like a barb or something at the other end. And I was thinking of using silicone to attach the pump to the manifold, and I was going to use 1-inch silicone instead of this 3/4 vinyl, so it would be bigger stuff. But the pump came with 3/4 and a 1-inch, and I figure if I do the manifold in 1-inch and then reduce it to 3/4 off of the outlets of the manifold. Although the other debate is, should I go to 1/2 inch off of some of those outlets? Especially if they're just going to go to a reactor or something, in that case it'd make more sense to do 1/2 inch, which is cheaper too. Not to mention Home Depot actually had the tees that go from 1 inch to 1/2 inch. They just didn't have the ones that go from 1 inch to 3/4, and it's threaded on the 3/4 part. So basically I want the part that's like a big straight line of tees. I want all the part that connects the tees together to be slip fittings with glue, and then I want the part where the gate valves come in onto the sides of the tees. I want those to be threaded so that I'm not, blowing a $30 gate valve if I screw up the manifold, or like 3 of them or 4 of them or whatever it may be. Whereas the ball valves, they'll probably just, since those are, they have unions on each side, I'll probably just glue those, because you could always get another piece of the union probably, to rebuild it essentially. But with the gate valves, I'm going to do thread, because I'm not going to blow $30 on each valve if I screw it up. So yeah, that's what it looks like right now. It is so tight. I think what I might have to do is take the whole thing apart again and raise it up like an inch or two, just to give it some more room. It's just so tight. I mean, the apex, I might just leave it where it is, but the power cords, I'm thinking raise that up an inch. Probably won't even be able to see the holes because it'll cover them, so it won't be that big of a deal. I did that same thing with the cord, where it's got like the quick disconnect here. You can see here, and I used this flat cord, which I ran over to this custom GFCI thing I made. I already got this Apex programmed a little bit. It's set up on the network. All the outlets are wrong though, so I have to program all the outlets and everything. I just plugged these things into the outlets that I knew were on, but they're not correctly plugged in at all. I have the probes coming out, although I think from what I saw, the probes really need to come out on the left side of the valve there. Or, well, I guess it depends. But I'm thinking the probes are going to go. So the probe holder was supposed to be right here, like above the tail of that fish, like where that little space is next to it. That's where the probe holder is supposed to have been. And this thing just didn't come with it. I'm actually getting them to send me a second one, just because, hey, they screwed up, and also because I need 4, and the stock one only has 3 holes. So now I'll have 6, I guess. All the probes are still actually in the packaging here. This is how it comes packaged. It actually, these probes, you like see them through the window of the box because they look colorful and pretty, I guess. But I'm just leaving them in there now just to keep them safe. Just leave them in the little plastic thing. But yeah, oh, here's an extra siphon. So I finally got the siphon, or it's not siphon, strainer with the coupling on there, and then that's now what's back here. You can see there's still water in that overflow. I forgot to drain that out, in fact. Maybe I should do that. It's probably adding weight to this thing when I pulled it out. I didn't even notice that had water in it still. But yeah, that's it. Till next time.